Hey everybody, welcome to Halfbeard's Hut's Heads Up. Today we're looking at Shadowrun Online. It's not really an MMO. It's weird. It's very similar to the Shadowrun game that came out a year or two back, Shadowrun Returns, but more focused. It's focused pretty much entirely on combat, and it's more designed to play with multiple people. It's in early access right now on Steam. It seems like it's in a very early access, but regardless, we're gonna take a peek at it, kind of see what's up with it. I've played the first few missions of it, and we're gonna kind of continue on from there. There is a create a character thing. This is my guy Slag, based on my standard kind of Shadowrun character. That you can change it up. There are a few meta types available. There is orc, human, and elf. That's all they have right now. I imagine they'll be adding, you know, trolls and dwarves and stuff later on. Again, still very early access. And kind of, you don't really pick a class or anything like that. There isn't really much progression at all, in fact. I think there's pretty much no progression right now. Kind of what you're able to do is determine entirely by your weapons. You're able to pick kind of whatever weapons from a big set of ones here. We're going to go with the micro deck and I got a squaw out, but let's switch that over to no, we're going to go back to the squaw. These are all various different weapons. They all have their own abilities. They all lend you their own abilities. It's, you know, all your stuff is very much defined by the equipment you have on. And then the way it works is there is a campaign available right now with some missions to it. There's also a daily mission each time, and then there's various co-op missions of player versus player stuff you can do. You just kind of basically just searching for missions throughout it. There's not really like there's not a server browser. If you press one of these, it just immediately starts trying to matchmake you. I don't really know if there's anybody else even playing this game right now, though, so I haven't really been trying to do that. And of course, every mission you play gets archives. But let's just play where I'm currently at, back alley campaign. There's Slag there, and then you also get a henchman. You always get 2 people to go with you, and there's a nice variety of dudes here. There's a player one that you can make. I don't really know where you can make this, and then there's various kind of like already outfitted ones that you can pick. Let's go with, I've got a deck already as well as a gun, so let's go to see if we can't find somebody who's either melee-based or has got some magic to them. We'll go with Smiling Jack here. He's got some magic and he's got some hacking, so that's a good combo. Jump right into it, start this mission. So the base campaign, it's the lockdown campaign, is, if I remember correctly, there is a daughter of someone important has been kidnapped, and you have been hired by her parents as Shadowrunners to go find out. And all this dialogue before missions, it's so packed with Shadowrun stuff, terms like Drekker, you know, the Dragon Slayer group. The Stuffer Shack is where the girl was working, where she got captured from, which is a fast food place, basically, in the Shadowrun universe. And yeah, here we are, and this is the game, more or less, and it's basically just strictly the combat out of the last Shadowrun game. So again, works in the very similar phases of, you got a move phase, you get 2 actions, and you also, and then that is defined kind of what by certain items, and there's also move actions like this data spike here, which I can do without getting dinged, basically. We're gonna use this on this turret. And as I said, weapons are pretty much entirely defined by... I didn't mean to do Mana Bolt. That was not what I wanted to do there. I meant to do the overload weapon. Oh well. Anyways, what I was saying. Yeah, everything you can do is defined by your weapons. It's an interesting system. It's an interesting kind of change-up of the standard kind of Shadowrun rules. You know, certainly not dissimilar to the way normal Shadowrun works. So they've gotten rid of initiative for the most part. It works in the same kind of turns thing where, no, I want this. Where it's just, you have your turn, then the enemy has their turn. There's no worry about having to... There's no worry about basically who goes... There's no worry about having to roll for initiative or anything like that. Now, I gotta be careful, because there was a dude back here previously. Huh. Oh shit, I'm dead. That's a problem. Yeah, the game's not easy. Like, it's certainly... It's got it's definitely not a hand-holding kind of game. At least at the start. I mean, there's no, whether they try to throw in some modes later on and make it a bit more forgiving. Who knows? Do mana bolt again on this guy. And try not to die. Huh, I'm wondering, because there used to be a guy like right over there. It's not the first time I've played through this mission. I've certainly tried to do this before. Let's go over here. Always want to try to stay in cover. You know, don't want to risk getting too close to the enemy. Now, let's see, I'm not going to make with that. Not have much of a better chance of this, but let's try that. You can hit a guy in cover sometimes. You know, it's all very much based on like evasion variables and stuff like that, and being careful. Okay, I can get back onto this. That'll get me a good spot there. I don't have overload, but I got that. Throw a mana bolt at that guy. Ugh. Well, first things first, obviously deal with that asshole. Throw a mana bolt his way. There is reloading. If you're using guns and stuff like that, you gotta reload. With this, there doesn't really seem to be any reloading, but you do need to have charges basically available. And it just seems like that's the amount of charges you get per turn. So, throw a mana bolt at this guy too. Useful little ability, that mana bolt. And then let's get up here, because I think this is where the remaining bad guys are. There should be more dudes somewhere. Yeah, they're up here. That guy is a problem. Okay. Let's put a no. Let's run over here and throw a shield on. I don't feel confident about my ability to defeat both of these guys. Got my shield up. Yeah, my shield can take it. At least he managed to hit his buddy there. Yeah, I'm still not really behind cover. To get behind cover, I gotta book. Let's book. Not the ideal way to do this, but then get behind this cover, continue to backpedal like crazy, and throw a mana bolt at this fucker. And I'm sure this guy will run up on me. And yeah, that's not good. I need to daze him. Well, here, let's do this, because I can do this free as a move action. And then got a good amount off of that. And then move up there. And then hope things don't completely fuck me over. You know what? And I'm dead. Yeah, not an easy game. Again, Gil, keep in mind it is very early on. This came out for early access a few months ago. But they still got a lot to add. The character creation, as you saw, it's very basic. There's not much to it. It's basically just choosing weapons and a meta type. And there's no real explanation as to what those actually do for your character. And and the interesting thing too is there's a bunch of clothing options and stuff like that available, you know. Change all this kind of stuff. But I can't color any of it. Like, it's the way it looks, it's just the way it looks, and that's that. Which is especially not great for, like, I can't change the color of any of these beards or anything like that. It's just the way it looks. Which is kind of an odd way to do it. You think that they could at least have a color thing in there, but whatever. Back to where's my hobo beard? There's my hobo beard. And let's change my weapons again. Let's, grab a machete. We'll switch over to the Remington Sportsman. And let's do an earlier mission. Let's just do the first mission so you can kind of see what it looks like to finish mission. And change up this character to... Let's see, what's a weapon that's not been used before? Turn to Kiseyu. Elf-type character. So they are according to the Steam page I'm looking at right now, they are planning to add new elements and tweak content every 4 to 6 weeks. So it's definitely growing. So, you know, there's definitely stuff coming into this game. I think right now at its current price, it's like $30 for the basic version of this in early access. And I'm not gonna lie, for what's available in the game right now, that seems like a lot. I think as it grows and, you know, as they have more to the game overall, it'll be a different story, but as for what's in the game right now, it seems like a lot, and especially because there's even, like, bigger, more expensive versions of this already that you can get that are like 30, that are like 40 and 50 bucks. That give you, they don't really, they apparently give you 4 more items, but they don't really explain super well what those items are going to be. So double barrel, area blast, single shot. Single shot on this guy should be enough. Yep. And then with her, I will use a... Let's do this on this guy. Oh, right, they're also not really hackable, I don't think. Because they don't have, like, guns. Yeah, guys with swords aren't hackable. Oh, well. But I can still do this. What else are they planning to add? They're planning to add more items, weapons, armor, cyberware. That's good, because there's no cyberware in this right now. Right now it is purely just weapons, basically. There's no... Oh, I meant to slash that guy. Oh, well. There is no, like, special robo-arms or anything like that, which is a pity, because that's, like, the best fucking part of Shadowrun, as far as I'm concerned, is big, crazy robot stuff. But whatever. What else do they plan to add? Our item system separates visual aspects from item abilities, so you no need to wear a silly hat just for the bonus it grants. That item system is not in the game yet, though. There, you know, as I showed, there is co-op and single player, so you can play through all this kind of stuff, both with a friend and by your lonesome. So that's good. There will be dynamic security alarm levels. Depending on what you do in a mission, you may trip alerts, making some missions more difficult. So there will be a persistent game world of some sort. Whether that's across everyone's campaign or just your own is unknown. There will be PvP duels and PvP missions, and there will be an evolving world campaign. This is supposedly the lockdown campaign, where new content will be released based on the collective actions of the player base as a whole, which I think is pretty neat. Like, that's where things can get really interesting. And also, they state again that the game will continue to be hard. This is not an easy game. Don't expect it to be an easy game. It's going to continue to be a hard fucking game. So let's see. I don't think I can really hit any of these guys, so we're just gonna let them run at me like the idiots that they are. There's normally a boss character like this. We got this big motherfucker here, and he seems to kind of be their motherfucker. So here's what we're gonna do. We're actually switch to Kiseyu first. We're gonna have Kiseyu run down here. Then we're gonna have Slag throw out an area blast on both these guys, which did a nice big chunk of damage. He's gonna shoot me, which sucks, but whatever. And I'm gonna bring up my machete and just cut him a nice little hole. And then what we're also gonna do is we're gonna throw a data spike at this guy to just kill him off. And then that leaves me with one of these. Oh no, I can't overload that guy, so we're gonna spend this turn then refilling my gun. Yeah, whatever, a little slash, not a problem. Just chop you down where you stand, no issues. And as you see, like, I'm not having to wander around or anything like that. Pretty much entirely combat, the actual gameplay here. There's, like, the next mission, you're supposed to, like, look through some drawers, but you're not talking to anybody, you're not doing, like, checks on, kind of anything, like, you're not doing checks on, like, your ability to platform or you know, acrobatics checks. You're not having to, like, worry about your background. You don't have to worry about, like, the majority of a lot of the little stuff for Shadowrun isn't really present here, which is something of a bummer, but whatever. The combat seems decent. If you like Shadowrun, it's definitely got a lot of Shadowrun flavor. Right now, though, there's simply not much to it, especially for $30. Once the game's done, though, it's probably gonna have that. I think the evolving world campaign stuff could be really interesting. So keep your eyes on this. If you're a Shadowrun fan, definitely keep your eye on it. Again, as I said, in stream, early access right now. Definitely able to kind of, you know, keep your eyes on it. So as always, I have been your host Halfbeard. Once again, this has been Shadowrun Online, and we're out. Later, guys.